Today we are going to be making some beef burgers. Not just any old beef burgers, but some heart-stoppingly fantastic burgers. And if you have a look on my board, I've got a trio of meats. I've got some fantastic month-old Herefordshire breed brisket, some beautiful English ox cheeks, and then this fantastic behemoth here, some fresh ox heart. I've had this off my friend Legs of Bromyard, the Butchers. Check it out, go online, have a look at their website. Fantastic butchers, fantastic bloke. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to trim this all up and mince it, and then we're going to make some of these supercharged beefy beauties. So as you can imagine then, this is not your everyday ingredients for burgers, but you know, it's trying to find a mix, something different instead of just having your normal minced beef. You know, different textures. So I'm just going to put my brisket in as it is, leave the fat in. You want that to help with the cooking, keep it nice and moist. So the brisket, always a top choice for burgers. And obviously with the cheek, it's one of them things you would cook slowly, so you don't want to put too much in, about a 25% ratio. So for this, I'm just going to trim up one, just put that in. Obviously that'll help with texture, give it a bit of bite, a bit of crunch. So just skim the fat and the silver skin off and just get under there. As you can see, just like skinning a fish. And that fat on top there, I'm just going to skim a bit of that off and put it on, just to help with the lubrication again. Obviously I'm going to put that to one side and see how the mix is turning out, but I should just take the fat off that as it is. Then get to this beautiful thing, the old ox heart. I should trim the excess fat off that, because I don't want to use that fat in my burger. So we'll just trim that off, and then we'll cut this heart into pieces, take out any of the tubes and the heartstrings, tugging on my heartstrings, baby. And you're looking for about, I'm going half and half, you know, quantity of heart to the brisket. This is a fantastic cut of meat, very good for you, very cheap. You know, a lot of people are scared of this, but it is really meaty, really beefy. I mean, look at it, it does actually look like steak. So get that in my pot. Then what I'm going to do, give it a mix up. Then we're going to add some flavours, some seasonings, press these out and fry one up. And hopefully we will have the ultimate burger. Because ox heart, when it's cooked, you know, like I said, people rave about it. Some say it's as good as steak. So there is my trio of meats. I mean, that looks good enough as it is. Might add a bit more fat to that. I'll get the minces set up. So what I'm going to do then, on a coarse plate, I'm just going to pass it through once. And while I'm doing this, you know, you can go away and listen to anything by heart, I suppose. See you in a minute. How do I get you alone? Go off when I go with my... Anyway, that's that minced. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put that in the fridge to chill, just for a few minutes. So we got our fantastic trio of meats in there. I mean, you thought Nirvana was a cool trio, but this is better. Our lovely cheek, our brisket and our heart. And what I'm going to do, that mix weighed 2 kilos and 200 grams. So I'm just going to use 10% of this rusk, which is 200 grams, and the same amount of ice cold water. And the reason I'm adding that is this is going to be the binding agent, because I'm not going to do what they did the old school, you know, put an egg in and all that. So I'm just going to use some natural yeastless breadcrumbs. So I'm just going to soak it in the water so they plump up, and as soon as they have, I'm going to add it to my burger mix and give it a good mix. And then we're going to add this seasoning then. My rusk going in then, get that in there. and then we'll give that a good mix by hand. Obviously when you're making burgers you don't want to over mix it, be nice and light, because a 2-packed patty, try saying that after a few drinks, you know, is not good. And that, we'll bind it together. Obviously it'll bulk it out, not too much though, you know, and there's no artificial flavours anyway, nothing to worry about. It's looking fantastic. You just work it. You want to work that protein so it all sticks together. So there we have our trio of meats then, and all I've done, like you know, is added some yeastless breadcrumbs and some water. Now at this point you can add whatever you want, some finely diced onion or some chilies, or you know, whatever flavours you want, salt and pepper, garlic. But I want to keep this a pretty pure burger, so it's just the beef and the yeastless rusk, and I'm going to add a burger seasoning. Now you can get these from any good butcher's sundries off Amazon, and I'm going to add, because that's just over a £5 mix, I'm going to add 60 grams of a decent burger seasoning, and I'm going to give that a good mix up now, and I'm going to send it through the mincer on a coarse plate one more time, and then we're going to press these out. Now you can go through the process of making your own seasoning, but you know, these seasonings at the moment are so good. This one I'm using here, it's an award-winning seasoning off Amazon. You know, just shop around, have a look, and they're as cheap as chips, and they actually smell amazing, and they're not even cooked. So I'll just give that a good mix up, and like I said, we'll pass it through the mincer one more time, and if it gets a bit thick you can add a little bit of cold water just to let it down a little bit. I can't wait to try one of these. So I've just sent that mix through again then on that coarse plate, as I said, and that will really distribute all those ingredients, you know, the seasoning, and mix up those meats, you know, fantastically. As you can see, it looks stunning. So what I'm going to do is chill this, because obviously that will help with the binding, and all we're going to do then is fry one off, and we've got to name it. I'm thinking maybe the half-hearted burger, or turn the other cheek. I don't know, man, give me some ideas. So here they are, these bad boys, all been portioned out. As you can see, they're going to be a hefty burger, fantastic ratio of fat to keep it nice and moist to meat. We'll press these out and get one in the pan. And there is the finished article, a thing of beauty. Now I'm going to fry one up, and I'm a bit excited about this because I have slyly just fried up a little one on my own, and they are super turbocharged beef. They are absolutely amazing. So I'll fry one up and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, it's time for me to put my money where my mouth is and cook one of these turbocharged beef burgers. Let's have a look at that. Hey, fantastic. Right ratio of fat to meat, should keep it nice and moist. A little bit of oil, just put it in. Now there's a trick to cooking burgers. Obviously you don't want to cook them too quick, because you just burn the outside, not the inside. So you just want to take it nice and steady. So I'm just going to take the heat out of that pan and just let that gently cook. I'm not going to press it down or anything like that. I just want it to cook nice and slow. Like a work of art in there, look. Okay, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. We're going to try it. Now I'm not going to put this in a bun. I want you to see everything about this burger and just have a look at the lovely colour, and all the fat is rendered down. It's a beautiful looking thing. It smells so beefy. Right, let's cut into it, see what it looks like. Nice and moist, it's held together well. Just have a look at that. Slightly medium rare, and I suppose the taste test. Oh, I am not kidding you. Look at that. That is stunning. You've got to give it a go. You haven't got to have a mincer, you can use one of those old school hand grinders. Can't stop eating this. Or just pulse it in a food processor. Tell you what, I can't stop eating that. I'll have to give it a bit of burger sauce. All we need to do now, guys, is name it. Give me some ideas. You know, whoever comes up with the best idea, it will officially be named that. So, I'm going to finish eating this. Oh dear, it's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. Thanks for watching. See you again.